Hi there. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. The last time I was on here, we talked about 1923, but we had yet to watch the series finale. I know there's plenty of people online and on Twitter and on TikTok and on YouTube talking about 1923, and so I just thought I'd add my opinions of it. And my opinions come as that they might have maybe a little bit more meaning than some other people's because I am a writer. I am an author, so I know what it is to write something. I'm talking as a fan and an author. So I was certainly a fan of this series. I loved it. I thought it was a masterpiece of writing. You know, I've said for years that I believe great writing should inflame the passions. What that means is when a person does a good job of putting something down on paper, when he's created characters and when he's created a story and a world as authors sometimes build, when people get to where they really care about those characters and wonder what happened to them and hope they're all right and wonder about what happens in between series and maybe between books, when a person has done that, and people may be angry about the way you wrote it. They may be upset. They may be mad. Maybe they cry. But any of those things, if you can create those emotions from the creation of a character, you've done something pretty extraordinary. And Taylor Sheridan did this with 1923. When Spencer saw Alex there with a car on fire, as a train went by, and he run back through those railroad cars and jumped off the back of the train. I doubt there was a woman out there that didn't have a moistened eye at that time, and that's darn good writing. When Alex and Spencer were reunited, that was a great moment in television history, and a great moment in writing, because he did something there that just it's magical. It's like capturing lightning in a bottle, and he did it. I doubt there was a single one of you that wasn't happy about the way the shootout went at the train station. Some of you may have been happy that Banner Creighton died right there. Some of you may have had mixed feelings about it. Some of you may have thought the guy turned around to be a pretty decent guy there at the end. And that was the creation of a marvelous character. Taylor Sheridan that was a masterpiece right there. Banner Creighton was an interesting character, and right to the end, I mean, he showed himself as a man of substance, and that right there tells you what great writing was. I'll bet there wasn't a one of you didn't want to cheer. Spencer came riding in those cars to the Dutton Ranch. Cara Dutton sees him out there and says, "Spencer's here." And I mean, I figure everybody smiled at that point. And when Spencer come in there and said, "Shut the lights off," and the suspense was building. No, it didn't take very long, but it didn't need to take very long. And I figure every one of you grinned when Spencer touched off that rifle and shot the guy with the machine gun. I know a lot of you probably cheered when Spencer pulled both those handguns and went in there with both guns blazing into the Dutton house and shot all the people there in the main room, shot the one guy through the window, and no doubt you were excited when he used his rifle to take out the three guys outside. That is just, it was great television. It was great writing. And I've said it before, every great source of entertainment starts with great writing. And this was no different. I'm sure a lot of you were upset that Alex and Spencer didn't get together. Some of you were mad about it. Some of you cried about it. A lot of you were disappointed. I was not that shocked because I had seen what he'd done with some characters in his other shows, so I didn't think it was likely that this would be a perfect storybook ending. But I thought it was a great ending for a Western. And Taylor Sheridan did a remarkable job with this show, and I think it was a masterpiece of writing. I think every author should look at this and maybe learn something from it, because Taylor Sheridan did something. I think Spencer Dutton may be the most well done male character in literature and film since Augustus McCrae. He just made you want to cheer for him. He was he was everything you'd want a guy to be. He was brave, he was compassionate, he was strong, tender when he needed to be. And this is just a great example of writing. And I cannot say enough about it. Some of you may think I'm gushing too much on it, but like I said, Taylor Sheridan has done some fantastic writing. And honestly, I believe the man has maybe made the road wider and created more of a space for those of us who try to make our living from creating westerns. And he's made the western cool again, and I like that. There were people all over America, young, old, middle-aged, teenagers, all of them cheering for Spencer and Alex. And that's just some fantastic writing. And not many people can do that. Not many people can bring that magic to a screen. And the times when I've done it, not to a screen, but to the printed page, every now and then somebody comes up to me and says one of my characters, I write about a character named Kellen Malone, and people ask what's going to happen. You're going to write another Kellen Malone book. And the fact that they care, the fact that it matters to them, tells me I've done something pretty special. I've created characters that people care about. And if you can do that, it's going to provide great entertainment on the printed page and on the screen, on television or the big screen. Not too many people go to films anymore, and pretty well everyone's streaming things on their televisions at home. The world just changed. But honestly, I thought 1923 was magnificent. And I really, I didn't much care for the stuff with Whitfield. I thought he went too far on that. But that is the only criticism I have about this series, because I think it was well done. I thought the way Whitfield went down in the end was probably appropriate. And I really thought this was a great series, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. But that's what I wanted to talk to you about today. I'm glad you stopped in. I'll talk to you again soon. Bye now.